Something is brewing inside the Knicks locker room, and it has nothing to do with basketball moves. A former champion just fired back at his old team in the most public way possible. A franchise leader is closing in on a contract decision that could reshape the roster, and the drama between two rivals is only getting louder heading into the new season. I've pulled together everything happening around this team right now, every social media exchange, every insider report, every angle, and I'm going to walk you through it piece by piece. So before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, because this one gets messy. Let's start with the story that's got the entire fanbase talking. Mitchell Robinson spent 8 years as a Knick, the longest tenure of anyone on that championship roster, and now he's wearing a Boston Celtics jersey after signing a 3-year, $47.4 million deal in free agency. The move stung plenty of Knicks fans, and it clearly hasn't sat well inside the locker room either. When Boston's official account welcomed Robinson with a highlight package, Josh Hart couldn't help himself, firing back publicly and telling the Celtics to take the post down. Robinson didn't let that slide. He responded on social media, essentially telling his former teammate to get lost, making it clear the Knicks organization no longer wanted him around. It's the kind of exchange that looks like harmless trash talk on the surface, but it masks something real. New York lost its paint enforcer, the guy who cleaned the offensive glass and bailed out Karl-Anthony Towns whenever foul trouble hit, and they lost him to the exact team standing in their way in the Eastern Conference. Even Kevin Garnett weighed in publicly, expressing real frustration on New York's behalf over losing a player of Robinson's identity to a division rival, which only added fuel to a story that already had plenty of it. Robinson hasn't been shy about reminding people where his loyalties used to lie either. When a Celtics fan took a shot at him online, warning him he'd better perform or get remembered for missed free throws, Robinson clapped right back, pointing out that it was his Knicks team that eliminated Boston in the playoffs not long ago. Karl-Anthony Towns himself admitted it's going to feel strange seeing Robinson in green, calling it about the cleanest way anyone could put it. The Knicks didn't lose Robinson because they wanted to. They lost him because ownership drew a hard line on the second apron, and Robinson was the player left on the outside of that decision. But there's no getting around the reality that Boston, the team the Knicks may have to go through again in the playoffs, just got meaningfully better in exactly the area New York got thinner. New York moved quickly to patch the hole, signing veteran Andre Drummond to a 1-year deal worth just under $4 million, a low-cost stopgap behind Towns that gives the team rebounding and rim presence without touching the salary cap in any meaningful way. It's a sensible short-term answer, but it's not the same as replacing 8 years of institutional knowledge and playoff toughness in one off-season move. While that drama plays out publicly, there's a much quieter story developing that could end up mattering just as much for the Knicks' long-term financial picture. Josh Hart becomes eligible for a brand new 4-year contract extension on August 10th, and everything coming out of league sources points toward him taking a team-friendly deal to help New York navigate the second apron. This wouldn't be new territory for Hart. He's already the glue guy on this roster, a do-everything wing who put up career numbers last season, averaging 12 points, 7.5 rebounds, nearly 5 assists, and over a steal a night, all while shooting an incredibly efficient 50% from the floor. Under the rules governing this kind of extension, Hart would be eligible for up to a 4-year deal built off his current salary, and the exact percentage he agrees to take will directly determine how much room the Knicks have to maneuver around the luxury tax and the second apron for the rest of the roster. That kind of all-around production from a guy who never demands the ball is exactly why the front office considers him a priority to lock up, and the culture around this decision matters just as much as the numbers. Jalen Brunson's willingness to take less money helps set the tone for this entire championship roster. And Mikal Bridges followed that same blueprint last summer, signing for millions less than his maximum value just to keep the group together. Now Hart appears to be next in that line, reportedly ready to leave money on the table because he sees himself as a Knick for the long haul. For a front office already squeezed against the second apron by expensive extensions elsewhere on the roster, a below-market Hart deal would be enormous, giving Leon Rose real breathing room to make other moves without blowing past the tax threshold. It's not a flashy story the way a trade rumor is, but in terms of actual roster-building impact, this might be one of the most important pieces of business the Knicks handle all summer. It's also a reminder of just how differently this front office operates compared to most of the league. While plenty of teams are stretching every dollar to chase outside talent, the Knicks are relying on internal trust, betting that the players who already won together are willing to keep sacrificing to keep winning together. So why does all of this matter together? Because it tells you exactly what kind of team the Knicks are trying to be. This isn't a roster chasing star power or splashy trades. It's a group of players who have already shown they're willing to sacrifice individually to keep something special together. And the front office is leaning on that culture heavily as it navigates one of the tightest salary cap situations in the league. Robinson's departure was a reminder that even with that culture, hard financial lines mean saying goodbye to good players sometimes. Hart's extension, if it comes together the way insiders expect, would be proof that the culture is still holding strong even after a championship changes the financial stakes for everyone involved. There's also a bit of noise worth clearing up while we're on the subject of Knicks rumors. Reports connecting the team to veteran scorer DeMar DeRozan have circulated for weeks, but insiders close to the situation say there's nothing real behind it and the Knicks aren't seriously pursuing that kind of move right now. With the roster this close to finalized and the second apron looming over every decision, that tracks. New York isn't in a position to be adding notable salary for a depth piece, no matter how recognizable the name is. Still, it's worth watching how these rumors keep surfacing around a championship roster, because it shows just how much attention every single Knicks decision draws right now, even the ones that go nowhere. Every offseason, contenders attract this kind of speculation simply because they're the team every free agent wants to be connected to, whether the front office is actually engaged or not. So here's where everything stands. Mitchell Robinson is a Celtic now, and the tension between him and his former team is spilling into public view every few weeks, right as the Knicks prepare to face Boston again with real stakes on the line. Josh Hart is closing in on a new extension that could end up being one of the most valuable, team-friendly deals in the entire league, continuing a pattern of sacrifice that helped build a champion in the first place. And while rumors like DeMar DeRozan will keep circulating all summer, the real story remains the same, one it's been for weeks. This front office is threading a needle between staying competitive and staying under a hard financial ceiling, and every decision from here to training camp, big or small, public or quiet, is going to be shaped by that same reality. So tell me what you think. Does Mitchell Robinson's exit sting more now that he's talking trash from Boston, or are you more focused on what a team-friendly Josh Hart extension could mean for this roster going forward? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything. I'll be back soon with more Knicks news.